As you can see, there is still an active crime scene here behind me on Hillcrest Road. Sheriff deputies were called to the scene a little before 2 o'clock this afternoon. Neighbors say they saw investigators carrying a long-barreled weapon out of this house. We're still waiting on more details on what officials are calling a murder-suicide. In Johnston County, Sara Treadwell, NBC 17 News. Here at Moore Square Park in Raleigh, gun violence protesters gather in the lighting of luminaries. These small candles are lit as a memorial to the victims of gun violence and the survivors. In Raleigh, Sara Treadwell, NBC 17 News. How successful has this program been over the last 7 years? Applebee's has raised $750,000 and $100,000 just this year by selling these paper basketballs. Pam, it's still a big mystery at this point and too early on in the investigation to know the motive just yet. But needless to say, neighbors in this surrounding community are in shock. And the teenager charged with setting a fire that damaged Cary Parkway was apparently trying to vandalize the culvert when it ignited. Court documents show Tristan Zammit was trying to melt his name into the outside of the pipe last month. He then allegedly contacted a friend to brag about it. It will cost $500,000 to repair that stretch of Cary Parkway, which could reopen by April 15th. Coming up, Facebook makes a major announcement, the move that will change how and where you log on to the social network. But first, details on the controversial move just introduced to require photo ID to vote in North Carolina. Wayne County Public Schools say they do criminal background checks before allowing bus drivers to transport your children. But we found out it's not very thorough. NBC 17 obtained a list of all Wayne County bus drivers. We ran those names through the state sex offender registry and we found no matches. Next, we ran them through the Department of Corrections public offender database, and we immediately started getting hits.
You would think that don't ever happen, but it happens quite a bit.
We first stopped at the Wayne County Sheriff's Office to verify these convictions: assault with a deadly weapon, drug possession, forgery, shoplifting, breaking and entering.
We don't want hardened criminals, of course, driving our children.
We took our information to Dr. Marvin McCoy with Wayne County Schools to find out how exactly the district does their background checks.
Well, Background Investigation Bureau, based here in North Carolina, out of Charlotte, and they do a very extensive job. They're one of two that the district has used to do our background investigation checks.
We showed McCoy a mugshot of a driver convicted of assault with a deadly weapon and asked for an explanation.
There's no 100% fail-proof program for anything, but when we're notified, we'll definitely take actions. You're finding out this information that creates a heightened sense of awareness for us to check, because it goes beyond just the bus drivers. It goes into every staff member that's hired by Wayne County Public Schools.
When asked where they draw the line on bus driver offenses, McCoy says minor offenses would not be a showstopper for hiring a driver, but felony convictions would be. NC State coach Jim Valvano was the face of the NCAA tournament 30 years ago, and now Applebee's is using the games to raise money for the coach's foundation. At the Applebee's on Hillsborough Street, corporate leaders joined in the 7th annual March Hoops fundraiser. This event, partnering with the V Foundation, is funding cancer research.
We're all here today to support our restaurants. We're having a silent auction, we're having a live auction of some fun things that people have donated, and we're just trying to do our part to raise a couple $1,000s and put that in the pot for the whole 185 we're trying to raise.
Employees gather to hold a silent auction while watching the games. Items such as an official NC State jersey and other autographed items are bid on, with profits going directly to the organization. Also, employees are selling paper basketballs, allowing customers to personalize and hang them up in the restaurant. How successful has this program been over the last 7 years? Applebee's has raised $750,000 and $100,000 just this year by selling these paper basketballs.